So Seth, you are the only dude in a group with two very strong females. What do you see your role as, and how do you hold your own, I guess, in that group?
Well, I think we get along so well because I've really grown up around. I had a lot more female friends than I did guy friends. I feel like. I don't know. I've never been intimidated by it. I feel like it's really cool to support one another, especially with the way today's society is too, about how much harder things are for women. I feel like, it helps to have each other's back on it. I kind of just see my role as the music guy, because they have melodies and ideas that I would never ever think of whenever I'm writing stuff.
How long have you been playing music? And it sounds like you play so many instruments. So if you could only, pick one to go to a deserted island, which one would it be?
Oh, it would be bass guitar, I'd say. Mainly I fell in love with bass guitar just from listening to like a lot of Motown and old country and like the Beatles. It's one of those things like when you learn one instrument, everything else just kind of falls into place and everything else makes sense. So I started playing guitar just a couple years later with an acoustic my grandfather gave me. I still play on a lot of the tracks and in the studio as well. I've always just enjoyed being in the background of things. It's kind of interesting that I found myself more in the spotlight with Campbell Station, because this is the most spotlight I've ever had, like playing for other people as well. I think I've been playing for about 15, 17 years, somewhere in there. Wow. I had a lot of free time growing up. I didn't really make any friends until I learned how to play guitar and bass and all of that.
Where do you get your inspiration from?
I would say most of my friends aren't musicians. And it actually plays into songwriting because you end up getting all kinds of ideas and inspirations from stories you hear from your friends or friends of friends, or even just like gossip that people are sharing with you. You never know what will end up turning into a song. I am blessed to have some really talented musician friends as well, because we kind of thrive off of each other with that competitive songwriting almost. It's like if somebody writes a really good song, it's like, oh, I bet I can write one better than that. But yeah, you end up finding inspiration from just like going on trips, talking to people, meeting new people. I feel like experiencing different cultures really kind of broaden your horizons to write about whatever you can.
What is your favorite song? Either song that you wrote or the song that you play with Campbell Station?
I'd say probably it's a new one that we're about to put out. It's called Only One. And it just kind of flowed together. I think it means a lot to us because it incorporates, like our muse for that was our relationships that we're currently in. So it's a very positive song versus a lot of the songs about our past relationships aren't as much.
What is your creative process? Do you have any like weird rituals or anything?
Well, this is kind of weird. I don't read books whenever I'm in the writing mood. So I feel like I go through these phases where I read a lot for like 3 or 4 months, trying to read whatever books I get my hands on. And then I go through these phases where I love writing songs and music more. So I don't do any reading or anything along those lines. I don't even listen to too much music when I'm in that creative mood. It's just something that I've realized I started doing the past few years, just to try not to, I guess, plagiarize from other things that you might be influenced. It's cool to take influence from that, but you don't want to take too much to where you're copying something else. I'd say the rest of our writing process is I build a lot of tracks at home, just playing guitar and bass and making drum samples and beats, and then send it over to Campbell and Elena, and then we all get together cohesively and work on it.
How has being part of this group impacted your life?
Well, I'd say it's definitely got me through some of the hardest times I've ever gone through and stuff too, because at the end of the day, whenever you're making music, somebody else can end up relating to it, and just having a strong friendship with both of them too has really helped keep us grounded. For me, it's one of those things like there's no other feeling unless you're a musician that you know what it's like to put your soul into a song. And it's a great stress reliever too. Shoot, that's probably how I survived high school so well, is learning how to play guitar around that time. It's one of those things that you just feel like all the stress going away whenever you play music.